be shy, don't stall, we got a funky vibe, yeah. Welcome all, it's a safe spot where the truth unwinds. Share your thoughts, leave your worries behind. Woo! Defenseless, that's where you belong. Click that like and groove along. Hit subscribe, let the love flow free. Join the fam where you're meant to be. Oh, got mysteries, stories that feeling right. We dig deep, ain't no secrets to hide. No judgment here, just an open crew. We're all about justice and the honest view. Yeah, defenseless, that's where you belong. Click that like and groove along. Hit subscribe, let the love flow free. Join the fam where you're meant to be.
I'm working on my birthday. I already just 12?
Look at the 12th or the 13th.
November. That's how we're excited. You're the 13th. We have federal court in Nashville. Knoxville.
12th? Or is that your travel day?
Will you be quick? Will you be there?
Do you see anything that week?
Yara, we could do the 10th, that Monday. Oh, that's the,
Well,
is that Veterans Day?
no, Veterans Day is the 11th, but the 10th is not good for the 4th.
No medication, counseling, blood, it's just.
No jury in the courtroom. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's get to work. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you see yet another packet in your chair that I'm going to read to you. The criminal court for Shelby County Division 5 in the state of Tennessee versus Brandon Isabelle, indictment number 2203799. Members of the jury, you have now found the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. It is now your duty to determine within the limits prescribed by law the penalty which shall be imposed as punishment for this offense. Tennessee law provides that a person convicted of first-degree murder shall be punished by imprisonment for life without the possibility of parole or by imprisonment for life. A defendant who receives a sentence of imprisonment for life shall not be eligible for release until the defendant has served at least 51 full calendar years of such sentence. A defendant who receives a sentence of imprisonment for life without parole shall never be eligible for release. In arriving at this determination, you are authorized to weigh and consider any of the statutory aggravating circumstances proved beyond a reasonable doubt, and any mitigating circumstances which may have been raised by the evidence throughout the entire course of this trial, including the guilt-finding phase or sentencing phase, or both. The jury is the sole judge of the facts and of the law as it applies to the facts in the case. In arriving at your verdict, you are to consider the law in connection with the facts, but the court is the proper source from which you are to get the law. In other words, you are the judges of the law as well as the facts under the direction of the court. The burden of proof is upon the state to prove any statutory aggravating circumstance or circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt is that doubt created by an investigation of all the proof in the case and an inability after such investigation to let the mind rest easily as to the certainty of your verdict. Absolute certainty is not demanded by the law, but moral certainty is required, and this certainty is required as to every element of proof necessary to constitute the verdict. The law makes you, the jury, the sole and exclusive judges of the credibility of the witnesses and the weight to be given to the evidence. Victim impact evidence. The prosecution has introduced what is known as victim impact evidence. This evidence has been introduced to show the financial, emotional, psychological, or physical effects of the victim's death on the members of the victim's immediate family. You may consider this evidence in determining an appropriate punishment. However, your consideration must be limited to a rational inquiry into the culpability of the defendant, not an emotional response to the evidence. Victim impact evidence is not the same as an aggravating circumstance. Proof of an adverse impact on the victim's family is not proof of an aggravating circumstance. Introduction of this victim impact evidence in no way relieves the state of its burden to prove beyond a reasonable doubt at least one aggravating circumstance which has been alleged. Statutory aggravating circumstances. Tennessee law provides that no sentence of imprisonment for life without possibility of parole shall be imposed by a jury, but upon a unanimous finding that the state has proven beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of statutory aggravating circumstance, which shall be limited to the following. The murder was committed against a person less than 12 years of age, and the defendant was 18 years of age or older. Members of the jury, the court has read to you the aggravating circumstances which the law requires. You may, an opening statement.
Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, we've entered the sentencing phase. And what we're talking about is count 2 and count 3, the first degree murder counts with regards to baby Kennedy Boyle. The aggravating circumstance that the state is relying on is that the murder was committed against a person less than 12 and that the defendant was 18 years or older. For this phase, and as proof of this aggravating circumstance, the state is relying on the proof that you heard at trial, that Kennedy was born January 31st, 2022, which you saw her certified birth certificate. You heard April Campbell, her grandmother, testify as to when she was born. And you saw text messages between Artisha Stewart and the defendant indicating the time of her birth. And so that's the proof that the state will be relying on to prove Kennedy's age for the aggravating circumstance. As part of the aggravating circumstance, the state also has to prove that the defendant was 18 or older. You heard proof that the defendant's birthday was February 1st of 1997. You heard that proof from the defendant in his statement. He gave his birthday. You also heard Artisha Stewart testify that he was turning 25 or 26 on the day that Kennedy was murdered. And also you have as an exhibit the certified divorce complaint that the defendant filed. It also includes his birthday, February 1st of 1997. That will be the proof that the state relies on to prove that aggravating circumstance beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, once you have listened to the proof, once you've heard any mitigation, the state is confident that you will find that the aggravating circumstance and the nature and circumstances of this case outweigh any mitigation. And we will be asking that you sentence the defendant to life without parole on counts 2 and 3. Thank you.
Well, counts 2 and 3, you've already found Mr. Isabelle guilty. So the state's aggravating circumstances invited in that finding of guilt. What we are here today in this phase to decide is what the punishment should be. Is life enough? 51 years? Or do you have to be, since this man so unable to be rehabilitated that he should be kept in jail the rest of his life? That's what you have to decide. And we'll be showing you evidence that he's youthful, he's worked, he's got good awards at work. While he's been locked up, he never made bond on this. So he's been in jail. While in jail, he's taken opportunities to better himself, taking classes that they offer there. And that brings our teacher back into it. One of the factors is that he acted under the domination of another. And so you'll get to consider that and give it what weight you consider to be proper in deciding whether it should be life or life without parole. Thank you.
Would the state like to call a witness?
Yes, Your Honor. State call April Campbell.
Ms. Campbell, come forward. Watch your step. Stand right here, face your raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Please have a seat. Watch yourself.
Good morning, April.
Good morning.
You've been out here all week, haven't you?
Yes.
This is finally your chance, right?
Right.
This is your chance to tell the jury what Kennedy meant to you, what Kennedy meant to your family, and how her losses impacted you guys. Okay, and I'll let you go from here.
Kenny, it was our world. We only got the hour with her. But when she laid on my chest, I got the biggest smile. I got to feed her and change her clothes. But I had to let her go to everybody else. So she just went around the room from me to her sister. Gerard, her eyes lit up when she held her. I mean, everybody was in love with her. She was the sweetest thing ever. It's been a long 3.5, almost 4 years. I miss my grandbaby. You know, that was my number 7. She was 7 for me. And she just taking days like that. It's been plenty of sleepless nights. I only slept in 3.5 years. I finally got sleep last night. I mean, you know, we never recovered her body. So when we buried her mom, I had a burial made with a beating heart. It added to her coffin so she would be by herself. I mean, I don't know what else. You know, we missed her, and she ain't here. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
Thank you. No other questions, sir?
Thank you, Ms. Hammond. No questions.
Thank you.
No, it's all state proof.
Mr. Massey, Ms. Fuchs? Do you have any?
Likewise, I do have proof of the call to stand, Ms. Madison Irwin.
Madison,
Madison Irwin, E-R-W-I-N.
Madison Irwin, thank you,
Ms.
sir.
Irvin, come this way and watch your step. Stand right here, face your honor, raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Please have a seat. First step.
Please state your name and spell it for the court reporter, please.
Madison Irwin, Madison,
By whom are you employed, Ms. Irwin?
Inquisitor Incorporated.
And did you have a chance to work on the case of Brandon Isabelle?
Yes, sir.
And how old was Brandon when this happened?
He would have, am I allowed to refer back to my notes?
Hearing no objection, go ahead.
He would have been 24 going on 25.
And did he work? Did he have a work history?
Yes, sir.
And where did he work?
At FedEx,
You know how long he worked there?
approximately 4 to 5 years.
I have passed you up in your honor for the record of everybody in the state with the information and that's no matter of the evidence. During his work there at FedEx, did he receive any awards or recognitions for outstanding work?
Yes, sir.
What did he receive?
He received the Purple Passion Award from FedEx. It's a certificate of excellence. He also received Employee of the Year for 2020, as well as a outstanding performance during the fiscal year of 2020 memorandum to the office.
And the letter that was provided, who is that a letter from FedEx?
Yes, sir.
And would you read that to the jury, please?
Yes.
Relatively short.
Brandon, I truly want to thank you for your outstanding performance during fiscal year 20. Thanks for going above and beyond in all areas. Your positive attitude and great work ethics are appreciated. The extra hours, teamwork, and leadership that you've shown have resulted in overall operational effectiveness. Brandon, you have exemplified what the Purple Promise is about. It is employees such as you that make FedEx one of the most admired companies in the world. In recognition of your outstanding performance, it is with great pleasure that I present you with this Bravo Zulu for making a difference and keeping the Purple Promise. And this is from Jackie Nichols, the Managing Director.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, please ask that be made, the exhibit, the letter, and the 2 certificates of excellence.
Collective.
Collected exhibits, please.
You'd like to identify this as collective work achievement. So am I. Thank you.
And during the course of time from the date of arrest to today, Mr. Isabelle in jail, have you had a chance to look at his jail records and see if he's completed any programs, as any certificates of completion of programs offered in the jail to better yourself?
Yes, sir.
What certificates of completion has he had?
He completed the electrical basics. He's also completed the master plan. Well, and that's the first one, electrical basics, is from July of 2024. The master plan is from June of 2024. He has completed Wellness Recovery Action Plan. This is for reentry. That was completed in December of 2024. And finally, Plumbing Basics, that was completed in July of 2024.
Then I'd ask that they made the next cumulative exhibit, please.
For the record, your last exhibit was 195. This will be 196.
During your time of working with Mr. Isabelle, and did they cooperate with you?
Yes, sir.
Also, did your investigation reveal that he has a criminal record, criminal convictions?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. No other questions?
No cross judge for this.
Thank you. You may sit down. Mr. Van Zee, Mr. Speaker,
No other questions?
is that it? Go ahead, please.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long road and we're almost there. The aggravator that we're relying on is that first one that you have in your instructions, that Kennedy Hoyle, the victim, was under 12 years of age, that this defendant was, forgetting the exact language, I think it's over 18 years of age. We have a couple of exhibits to show you that we have in fact proven Kennedy's age. Obviously, she was born January 31st. In the very early morning hours, she only lived less than 2 days. Brandon Isabelle, we heard this is a divorce decree that was entered, and it indicates that his birthday was February 1, 1997, which put him at 25 years old exactly at the time of homicide, the day he murdered Kennedy. We've heard a little mitigation here. Congratulations on the plumbing certificate. Great job being employee of the year 2 years before you did this. And the Bravo Zulu. Good job. Those are things that we all do daily in our lives, but they don't in any way mitigate what he did to Kennedy Hoyle. They're not even close. I'm closer to being the starting point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies than those things are to mitigating in any way what he did to Kennedy Hoyle. You look in your instructions and there is a mitigator called, I think it's duress or domination of another. And I want to talk about that one a little bit in relation to the facts and circumstances of what he did to Kennedy. Duress. Was he under duress? Was he under domination of another when he pulled baby Kennedy out of that car after her mother had been murdered? Was he under duress or domination? Extreme duress is what it says, or domination of another when he made the choice to throw her in his car and drive all the way 30 minutes to Cordova? Was he under extreme duress and domination of another when he chose to go inside the house and change out of the bloody slides and change out of his clothes and leave baby Kennedy in the car in February while he did that? Was he under extreme duress and domination of another when he made the choice by himself to get back in the car and drive all the way back down to the Mississippi River, to the Wolf River, where it meets the Mississippi River at Mud Island? Was he under extreme duress and domination of another when he drove up and down Island Drive trying to figure out a place to dispose of baby Kennedy? Was he under extreme duress or domination of another when he made the choice to pull her out of her little baby seat? When he made the choice to take her blanket away from her? When he made the choice to take her mittens away from her? When he made the choice to walk down to the edge of the water and throw her in that 40-degree water? Was he under extreme duress and domination of another? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is the most premeditated, cold, and calculating act that you could possibly do. I would argue that obviously the aggravators here, the aggravator far outweighs any of this mitigation that they put forward. And that gives you the opportunity to consider life without the possibility of parole. You could still sentence him to life with the possibility of parole. But there are things that we do. There are things that people do in this life that are worthy of not ever being able to walk among the law-abiding, contributing citizens of Shelby County, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of them. This is one of those things. And we urge you to sentence him to life without the possibility of parole. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention.
Go ahead, please.
Life. It's a long time. Sometimes we listen to TV and we listen to stories and we say, oh, they got out. They don't serve in life. They serve life. They served 51 years as her honor instructor. 51 years for life. That's a long, long time. Mr. Isabelle would be, what, 70, 76 years old. And you have to understand too, that what you decide today is whether he gets life or life. But after that, there will be a sentencing hearing where the judge decides how to structure those sentences that are imposed. So those sentences could run what we call wild, consecutively, life plus life. Or, and the other offenses. Yes.
Retrospect to this.
Honorable.
Thank you for moving on, Mr. Massey.
Thank you. So I think the question is, during that time and prior to that time, has Brandon Isabelle shown you that he has the potential to be a better person? Somebody that you don't have to lock up and throw away your keys? That's the question. When we look, it's hard sometimes to think about 50 years and how long ago that was. It was 50 years ago that the Vietnam War ended with the fall of Saigon. I mean, if you don't remember that, I do. It was 50 years ago that President Gerald Ford had 2 assassination attempts. A long time ago. It was 57 years ago that Martin Luther King was assassinated here in Memphis. A long time ago. Has Mr. Isabelle shown you that he's the kind of person who can be rehabilitated? By the time he's 76 years old. And when we look, first place we would look is whether he's been a bad guy before. And the answer is no. He has no prior record at all. I respectfully submit that's a heavy weighing factor that you get to decide. Was he hanging on the street corner when he was arrested, or was he working? He'd been working for 5 years at FedEx. And not only that, he was the kind of person that got these awards, that did his job well. He was the kind of person that got 40 of the year. Not many get that. That's the kind of person Brandon Isabelle was before. And after he's arrested and put in jail, did he just get salty? Mm-hmm. He reached out to take programs to take advantage of the opportunities that are offered to him in the jail. I think to make himself a better person. So that's what you have before you. And it's 50 years enough, 51 years. And of course, the punishment should not go over into emotion. It should be something that's just. A life sentence, I'll respectfully submit, it's just. And it's no more than necessary to punish this horrible punishment made to the person. Okay.
State it's the last word.
Mr. Massey asked you, is 51 years enough? Is a possibility for Brandon Isabelle walking out of prison one day, is that enough? For the murder of his own 2-day-old daughter, like grabbing her by the leg, throwing her into the Wolf River on a cold, dark, rainy February night, all because she was inconvenient to him. Is 51 years enough? Now, Mr. Massey was talking about duress, domination. What duress? What domination? What proof in all of those exhibits that came forward show that somebody was controlling him? What proof is that someone told him, you got to go kill that baby or else? Who made him do this? State submits nobody. This was a choice that Brandon Isabelle made of his own volition when he took that baby from the car. 2-day-old baby Candy. And let's be clear here. We say 2 days old, but she didn't get a full 2 days. She got about 45 hours. He took her and put her in his car and drove around Memphis. Went to Cordova, changed clothes, out of those bloody slides, got back in his car where he left 2-day-old baby Kennedy and drove down to Mud Island, passing every interstate exit, passing all those houses. Got on Mud Island, drove up and down multiple times, past all those houses. There were 100 other things he could have done. He could have dropped that baby off on somebody's doorstep. He could have dropped that baby off at a fire station. But no, he made a choice. He chose to take his 2-day-old daughter. And he showed in his statement what he did. He carried her in his arms from his car down to that riverbank. Her hat already fallen off and hit her head, as he said. Was he worried about that? What did he tell Sergeant Floyd Bush's boy? He wasn't. He grabbed her by her leg, threw her into the Wolf River. And what did he say about that? It didn't go as far as the gun. 2-day-old baby Kennedy is forever frozen in time at 2 days old. She'll never have a chance to take her first steps, speak her first words. Never have a chance to go to her first day of school. She'll never learn how to drive a car. Graduate high school. Make the choice of going to college or starting a career. She'll never have a choice to win awards for her work. She'll never have a choice to be Employee of the Year. To get letters of commendation for what she could have contributed to this world. She'll never have a choice to decide whether she wanted to go get an electrical certificate, a plumbing certificate, or whatever it is that she wanted to do in this life. She'll never have a chance to get married, have her own kids, become a grandmother. Is 51 years enough? The state submits that's not. And the state submits that it's proven its aggravating factor. She was 2 days old. Brandon Isabelle, on his 25th birthday, took her life. Does the crime of murdering your own 2-day-old daughter by throwing her in the cold, dark, muddy Wolf River on February night warrant the sentence of life without parole? If not, what does?
Thank you, President.
Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right with you. I believe that concludes statements and proof from both sides. And at this time, I will ask the jurors to return to their small dining rooms with yet another folder and spend some time in the thoughts. Report back. This is now 11:11. It's the lunch service soon.
Excuse.
Recess.
Recess.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. We'll get you back inside of that Tennessee courtroom in just a moment, but we do want to get you an update out of Georgia, where a former trooper was sentenced today to 20 years with time served for the death of 2 teenagers.
A.J. Scott, found guilty earlier this year of driving recklessly back in 2015, causing him to crash into an oncoming car that killed those teenagers and seriously injured 2 others.
And this was someone who was also a mayor of a small town, which they have set a date for their elections that are coming up to get a new mayor. Earlier today, one of the surviving victims gave an emotional victim impact statement. Take a listen.
Because of this man right there. He doesn't do anything to smirk at me and smile at me. He doesn't care anything but himself. You put yourself where you're at, and you deserve every bit of it. And you're the biggest liar I've ever met in my life. Like, it changed the whole course of my life. I could never be the same. It's hard to even eat. It makes me sick to my stomach. And all he had to do was say sorry. All he had to do was say sorry. That's it.
At the end of the day, Scott sentenced to 20 years with time served, meaning he has 10 more years to serve. Of course, we'll keep you updated on any more information. There's a horrible, horrible case all around.
All around. But we are going to get you back to another horrible case, this one out of Tennessee. A convicted killer, Brandon Isabelle. He is going to learn his sentence today.
A jury deliberated just under 2 hours yesterday, finding him guilty in the guilt phase of fatally shooting the mother of his child and then throwing a 2-day-old daughter into the Mississippi River. Let's go back in the courtroom now. State's closing arguments.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long road and we're almost there. The aggravator that we're relying on is that first one that you have in your instructions, that Kennedy Hoyle, the victim, was under 12 years of age, that this defendant was, forgetting the exact language, I think it's over 18 years of age. We have a couple of exhibits to show you. We have in fact proven Kennedy's age. Obviously, she was born January 31st in the very early morning hours. She only lived less than 2 days. Brandon Isabelle, we heard this is a divorce decree that was entered. It indicates that his birthday was February 1, 1997, which put him at 25 years old exactly at the time of the homicide, the day he murdered Kennedy. We've heard a little mitigation here. Congratulations on the plumbing certificate. Great job being employee of the year 2 years before you did this. And the Bravo Zulu. Good job. Those are things that we all do daily in our lives, but they don't in any way mitigate what he did to Kennedy Hoyle. They're not even close. I'm closer to being the starting point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies than those things are to mitigating in any way what he did to Kennedy Hoyle. You look in your instructions and there is a mitigator called, I think it's duress or domination of another. And I want to talk about that one a little bit in relation to the facts and circumstances of what he did to Kennedy. Duress. Was he under duress? Was he under domination of another when he pulled baby Kennedy out of that car after her mother had been murdered? Was he under duress or domination, extreme duress is what it says, or domination of another when he made the choice to throw her in his car and drive all the way 30 minutes to Cordova? Was he under extreme duress and domination of another when he chose to go inside the house and change out of the bloody slides and change out of his clothes and leave baby Kennedy in the car in February while he did that? Was he under extreme duress and domination of another when he made the choice by himself to get back in the car and drive all the way back down to the Mississippi River, to the Wolf River, where it meets the Mississippi River at Mud Island? Was he under extreme duress and domination of another when he drove up and down Island Drive trying to figure out a place to dispose of baby Kennedy? Was he under extreme duress or domination of another when he made the choice to pull her out of her little baby seat? When he made the choice to take her blanket away from her? When he made the choice to take her mittens away from her? When he made the choice to walk down to the edge of the water and throw her in that 40-degree water? Was he under?
You remember after that 10 to 15 minutes passes while the 2 defendants are in the basement?
I was sitting at my kitchen table and Hernandez.
Husband is?
I was asking up the back stairs up to the back.
Put you in a closet.
They wanted me to, Hernandez and Zuazo wanted to put me in the closet and shut the door.
1FF. Does 1FF show a side view of the injury that you sustained to your face?
Yes.
I'll show you what's been marked as 1G.
These men that she says she could identify pose as utility workers.
And you were unable to provide a specific height range for him back on maybe October.
You may be seated. It is my understanding that a decision has been reached. Yes?
That's right.
And is it unanimous?
Yes.
And all signatures are affixed to the document?
Yes.
If you'll please provide that document to Deputy Moore. Thank you. I told you when this started that I needed you to do this job. Thank you. You may be excused.
Jurors excused. Like step.
Okay. Mr. Isabelle, according to the documents provided by the foreperson of this jury, we, the jury, unanimously find that the state has proven the following: aggravating circumstance or circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt. The murder was committed against a person less than 12 years of age, and the defendant was 18 years of age or older. We, the jury, unanimously agree that the defendant shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life. You will return to this court on October 31st for the status report on the remaining charges. As to count 2, life imprisonment. As to count 1 was an automatic life sentence. And we'll pick up on counts 4 and 5, the aggravated child abuse and the especially aggravated kidnapping, on November 12th for a sentencing hearing after receiving this pre-sentence report. Thank you. We are adjourned.
All rise. This court now adjourned to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Right.
Alrighty then, everyone. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I actually am surprised. I thought they would have given him life without parole, because he deserves nothing less, in my opinion. Oh well, shit happens. And I don't know how I've done it, but I have adjusted the settings on my computer, and the writing and all the icons on my StreamYard page are so tiny I can't even read the fucking chat. Oh dear. Does that say failed justice? Okay. Yes. Not guilty. Whatever. That was yesterday. Hey Liz, how you going, sweetheart? I'm gonna try and do something a little bit different tomorrow, I think. You'll just have to wait and see though. Oh, yes. How is your nephew going? What's his name? Didn't even ask that. That's a bit rude, isn't it? To see my I got an email from YouTube today saying that yesterday's stream was demonetized because of the music, and I'm like, I didn't select monetization, you fuckwits. Not going to profit off that. No, it's not how I roll. Yeah, I don't know what Christina's concerned about. There was nothing in that chat that was, yeah, nothing in that chat today that was of any issue. So I don't see why she needs to have 3 administrators. And in fact, when I went into her to help her with her YouTube, I had her on StreamYard watching me, and I shared the screen so she could see exactly what I was doing and how to do it. I was sort of teaching her at the same time. So, but yeah. No, thanks, Jody. That's awesome. Straight into the next question. Yeah, she knows how to make you a mod. She did it to me whilst I was in a chat after like 2 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Cool. No problemo. All right. What is it? Thursday night or Friday morning here, and I've had some ice cream delivered, so I'm going to bed. I'll speak to you in WhatsApp or Discord or whatever. Oh, this new QR thing, the top of the screen, is to our Discord channel. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Who's IT proficient now? Don't answer that. All right. Love you all. See you when I'm looking at ya, and hasta la vista, bitches.
There I was again tonight, forcing laughter, faking smiles, same old tired, lonely place. Walls of insincerity, shifting eyes and vacancy, vanished when I saw your face. All I can say is it was enchanting to meet you. Your eyes whispered, have we met? Across the room, your silhouette starts to make its way to me. The playful conversation starts, counter all your quick remarks like passing notes in secrecy. And it was enchanting to meet you. All I can say is I was enchanted to meet you. This night is sparkling, don't you let it go. I'm wonderstruck, rushing all the way home. I'll spend forever wondering if you knew I was enchanted to meet you. Lingering question kept me up 2 a.m. Who do you love? I wonder till I'm wide awake. Now I'm pacing back and forth, wishing you were at my door. I'd open up and you would say, hey, it was enchanting to meet you. All I know is I was enchanted to meet you. This night is sparkling, don't you let it go. I'm wonderstruck, rushing on. soon. I was enchanted to meet you. Please don't be in love with someone else. Please don't